The purpose of life is not just to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. A quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, a 19th century American poet, essayist, and philosopher. Hello, my name is Malati, and this is my show titled The Impressive Empress. Here, we talk to women leaders, women who have had a humble beginning and have forged their way to leadership, a position to which they have been elevated thanks to their selfless efforts at making a positive difference to the world. A social leader is one whose leadership is built upon humility, fairness, kindness, and respect, but it is no soft form of power. It is a power that is earned, and because of that, it carries great weight. It is built upon trust. Our today's guest is one such social leader, Her Excellency Madam Pratibha Parkar, an Indian Foreign Service officer from Mumbai, India. She is currently posted in Frankfurt, Germany, where I had a chat with her to understand what made her the impressive empress. She extended a very warm welcome and made me feel instantly comfortable. Good afternoon, Ms. Pratibha ma'am. Thank you so much for taking this time out and talk to me today. Our show is called The Impressive Empress, where we try to understand how leadership works with women and understand the various aspects of being a woman and being a leader.
Okay.
So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Please briefly introduce yourself.
Pratibha Parkar, I'm Indian Foreign Service Officer for 2000 batch, and in last 18 years I have worked in 4 different countries. My first posting was in Moscow in Russia, where I worked from 2002 to 2006. Then I went back to India and I was working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. At that time I was handling India's affairs with Myanmar. Then again for 3 years I worked in Jakarta, our Indian embassy in Jakarta, and I was officer there who was looking after commercial relations between India and Indonesia. Then I moved to New York and I was counselor there in the permanent mission of India to the United Nations. And at that time India was a member of the Security Council, so I could participate in various meetings for the Security Council, and I also could work for the multilateral things. Mm-hmm. Then again I went back to India and I was handling India's relations with Bangladesh and Myanmar. It was a very good experience because both the countries are close neighbors of India. And then after working there in Delhi for 3 years, I was appointed as Consul General of India in Frankfurt, and since August 2017 I have been working as Consul General of India in Frankfurt.
And a little bit about your family now.
My husband is Consul General in Munich. Up till now, he also moved with me everywhere. Like we were together in Moscow, Jakarta, Delhi, and New York. And now he is gone as a Consul General in Munich, and we have one daughter.
Very nice. So you've moved across 4 countries now. How has it been as a woman to be moving from one place to another? You probably have certain difficulties, you have certain advantages. Could you please talk a little bit about that?
I would not say that there were certain advantages or disadvantages because I was a woman. First of all, I must say that I must thank Government of India because we went everywhere as a Government of India officers, and we have been having establishments for many years in these countries. Like we have been having diplomatic relations with Indonesia, Moscow, and even in New York. So there is a kind of comfort because there are many people who have worked before you, and when you go there you have your colleagues, you have your own family of kind of a family, you can say, of embassy officials or consulate officials who provide you all guidance, who support you when you go to the new country. So that advantage I always had as a foreign service officer. Plus, my husband is also foreign service officer, and he was always with me wherever I went. So we were there together, except for Moscow, where I went 1 year before him. But because of the support of embassy officers and all, we settled down very quickly. But that's part of our service, that every 3 years we move to some other country. So there is, towards the end of tenure, there is always a feeling that okay, now you are shifting to another country. You have to again pack everything, again open everything, and until and unless you settle down and you have your things in place, as a woman you don't feel settled. I don't know how a man feels, but as a woman, I think once you have your house in order, you have your kitchen in order, then only you feel settled. So that's, maybe that is a small, I think, difference between man and woman, I can say. Otherwise, I did not face any problem as a woman officer.
As a woman officer. And how was it adjusting to these various different countries, and with various, each time you go to a new place, the team is going to be different for you. And understanding the dynamics of the team itself is a challenge these days. I come from the IT sector. We work with the same team for a few years, and it's not easy. So how do you handle the dynamics?
Establishment is different in a way that because we, or wherever we work, we have few local staffs, and half of 50% of the people are also like India based officials, so they also keep moving for every 3 years. So when you go to a new place, there are some people who are already there for 1.5 year, and soon they will be transferred. During your tenure, some new people come. That permanent team, working with the permanent team, that experience we never get, because our team is always changing or shift. So that is there. Otherwise, the countries were 4 countries in which I worked. They were completely different. In Moscow, it was very cold. In New York, I could meet people from different countries. There were always so many Indians. There were people from other countries like China, Korea, and because I was working for the UN, of course, my colleagues were from 180 countries. Each country offered some different experience. I enjoyed it, and I think it has enriched my life.
Wow, that's a very nice way of putting it. Enriching my life. Couple of points that on that, ma'am. What have you gained by traveling to so many places and learning and absorbing the different cultures?
I grew up in Mumbai in a middle class family. My father worked for Bombay Port Trust and my mother worked for income tax. So we had a comfortable life, but of course a very simple life. We actually did not go out of Mumbai. We have been like living in Mumbai for 3 generations, since my grandfather's time. So basically Mumbaikers. So we did not travel much. I grew up completely in Mumbai, and I had not seen many other cities, even you can say from other cities in India. When I went to Delhi for the first time, it was an experience for me. Even visiting Delhi was an experience. And then we moved to different countries. So you can say half of life you are like I grew up in particular building, or what you say environment. I had same neighbors, same friends, everything, and then suddenly I was traveling. Every 3 years and getting new experience. So I think that's also very nice, because each country, I must say that each and every posting, wherever I worked, I enjoyed each and every country, and I could meet so many people. As I said, that in New York I had friends from 190 different countries, and learning new languages, like I learned Russian, I learned Bhasa Indonesia when I was in Jakarta. So it was learning about the history of those countries, learning about their geography, reading some literature from that country, why these people are behaving in a particular way, why their psychology is in a particular way, because there is a lot of history also into that. So learning about all these things was an experience in itself, and I enjoyed it.
That's really very interesting, because when we are, like you said, living in the same building or living in the same environment, we only have a certain small set of culture or small set of people with whom we can associate.
Yes.
This suddenly expands you and gets you to understand people from a very different light. It's very interesting. But wherever you go, I'm sure you must have had some kind of a dissent or a dissidents who are generally not seeing things the way you see, or things may not actually work out the way you want it to work out.
Malati, I must tell you, I'm a very positive person.
Okay.
Even if there had been any negative things, I don't think so. I would look at it in a very negative way. I don't know. Maybe it's thankful to my parents who always taught to look at the things in a very positive way. So for certain things, people may say that those were difficulties, but I cannot say because it's not my nature. I cannot say that I had any any problem in my life. Touch wood, but that way. People always ask me whether did you face any problem because you were women. Frankly speaking, I have stopped thinking of me as a woman long back. I don't consider it like I have forgotten that way.
Okay.
I don't think or I don't think in that way that I am a woman. I have to do particular things. No. So I don't face. If I am facing any problem, I am facing it because as a human being. I have never looked at it from the gender perspective. I never faced any problem. Maybe because of that, people are very positive to me.
When we are able to rise above our negativities or above our personal limitations, I think we are able to see things in a very different perspective. But within a team also, ma'am, sometimes there may be one element or the other who doesn't cooperate. So how do you handle that?
If somebody doesn't cooperate, I will be a strict person. I always believe in family values, and if you could find out from my team consulate also here, also I always try to encourage people to work in team. I believe that every person has some strength and every person has some weakness. So if people work together as a team, then it is going to be helpful to or beneficial to everyone. Even you could be very intelligent. I tell my people over here, you could be very intelligent and you could be very smart. I accept. But when you work in your team, you will not get that recognition. Like, okay, nobody will appreciate you as an individual. You will also, if there is a praise, you will have to share that with everyone. And if there is a mistake, that also, even if you have not committed any mistake, you will have to share the responsibility. But ultimately, when a team wins, it's a team. You must have experienced even when India wins in any match. Everybody is so happy and enjoying, and all. Everybody is happy. I always try to encourage them to work in a team. And if somebody refuses to work in a team, then I will try to take some disciplinary action against that. Always I want that people should work in a team. That's what I also try in Frankfurt, that India Fest was an outcome of the teamwork. It's not that consulate worked alone or any particular association work, but we all work together. There are 30 associations, we all work together. And I think that because we come from Indian family system where we have been taught to work together, so I think that is the thing that I carry.
That's very nice. I'm really happy that you mentioned that here. But could you tell me how many of the women actually come into doing this foreign service, Indian foreign service?
Earlier, not many women came to foreign service. Very few, but now the number is increasing. Sometimes some of the batches we have 50% women, and even if not 50%, at least 30-40% women are there in the recent batches. So I think up till 2000, till my batch, there were hardly any. Like suppose if a batch is of 10 people, so there used to be only 1 or 2 women in that batch. But now number is increasing. Women are finding this career also very attractive.
So what motivated you to join this, and did you have any mentors?
No, I was preparing for civil services as such, not particularly for foreign service. I would have been happy even if I have got administrative service or other services. So I was preparing as such for civil services, and I'm very lucky and fortunate that I got foreign service.
So what gives you the maximum joy to be working as an IFS officer?
I think I can represent India so well outside. It gives me an opportunity to promote India's trade, to promote India's culture, and also to help people here, Indians. I can also tell them, like, I visit lot of universities and try to find out whether there could be some cooperation between Indian universities and German universities. But at the same time, when I go to visit universities and I meet the Indian students, I'll tell them that, see, Indian consulate is here. It's like home away home. You have to, if you face any problem, we are there for you. So that is also, like, it's not only bilateral relation, but also helping people over here, Indians also over here. That gives me immense satisfaction, even if I can help 2 or 3 people. Like we are in Frankfurt. Lot of people get into trouble at the Frankfurt airport when either while they are going to US or Canada. Sometimes some old people, they fall sick, something. Then we always rush to their help quickly. We have had my colleagues, along with our colleagues, we have always taken care of old people who have fallen sick at the airport. We have provided them food. There are so many people whose bags are stolen. They lose their passport. That time also we have extended help. Some, unfortunately, during some death cases also. So I think that's that you are of some use to people who are in need, who are in distress, and you can bring them some satisfaction, some smile on their face. It's very nice feeling. It gives you immense satisfaction.
Is this how you wanted your life to be?
Yes.
From the beginning?
From the beginning.
So you were very clear that you wanted to be serving or representing your country?
I always thought myself to be like, I could be of some help to people. No, I could be some, even if I could do some little, I cannot say that I could work like some social workers or that, but that feeling was always in my mind that I should be of some little help to somebody, like some people, whoever that might be. Like we were in Mumbai, we have that culture in Mumbai, that because it's so crowded and people always face so many problems, day-to-day life. So you help out people. That culture is there, no? If you are traveling in trains, there used to be like floods. So we used to come together with unknown people home, or we used to walk through the streets for 4 hours, 5 hours together with unknown people. I remember there was a flood in our area, and we had given shelter to at least lot of people from nearby slum in our house. So we were providing them food. I think that's that way. I'm not saying that way, but I should be of some help to some people. I could be, then it gives you satisfaction. I think that way, if we can promote Indian trade, if some Indian company gets a business here, ultimately it's a business for India, not for that company. So that way I look at it. If I could help any Indian traders, or when I was in Jakarta, there were a lot of people who could come to find some coal mine and some this thing, and if I could help them, then you feel, no, you are helping, or you are some little bit contributing to your country, whatever small one person. You are instrumental in getting business for your country, or in getting investment for your country. That happiness, it's not like if some other company is getting business or some other trader is getting business, I'm not getting anything out of it, but I'm getting immense satisfaction. That satisfaction is I think that I get from this service. No, that's what if I'm helping even one family, then it's much more like that day is very good day.
You've lived your day.
Yeah, you lived your day.
It's a nice way of celebrating success, or defining success. Today, when we are all running behind the materialistic things, the difference between the needs and the wants are not there.
Not there.
People run behind very silly things and think that only that is going to give them happiness or satisfaction. And it's nice that you have a higher...
No, I think that's what our philosophy has taught us. Karma Siddhanta. If you believe in that, I believe in that. I think if you do your karma and And if you see smile on somebody else's face, then you have lived your day. You have happily said.
Lived your day. What is your purpose of? You have said that being in foreign service helps you help others or help India, and but as a person, what is the purpose of your life? Do you think you know that? Have you cracked the code, or you're happy with the way things are?
As such, I'm very happy the way things are going. I have, as I told you, I have served in different countries. Wherever I worked, I tried my best. I tried to be sincere and I tried my best. Each and every day gave me something, some satisfaction. So purpose of life is like do my karma without any attachment and 100%. At the end of the day, I feel happy or I feel satisfied about what I did during the day. Even as a mother or even as an officer, I can sleep immediately. I think that's the thing. I don't think much about tomorrow, and I don't regret about my past. I very much live in the present. So I'm enjoying even right now giving interview to you.
That's very important, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I'm also enjoying this conversation and I'm learning a lot from you. And that is the purpose of this interview, that we learn. The listeners also benefit from this. Now, moving different countries, for me, I've moved within Germany also a few times. But any move brings with it a lot of tension, a lot of stress. And you have moved different countries. How has the family adjusted to that? And as a woman, you said, my kitchen has to be set. How do you handle that, and how do you bring that balance between the professional life and your personal life?
This is for the first time that me and my husband are not living together. Like he's living in Munich, I'm living in Frankfurt. So up till now I had his support also whenever we settled our house. But yes, that's a bit, I don't like the things that packing things and moving to this other city. And again then 1 or 2 months, it takes 2-3 months to settle down. Even when we went to Delhi, we had this transition period during which we had to. But once everything is settles down, then life is much easier. For my child, I think my daughter, I think it had been. I think she suffered a lot. Every year she had to almost it had happened for last 4-5 years that every year she's changing her school. I'm sure that she must be facing a lot of problems because every time she has to make new friends, every time she has to adjust with the new school, new teacher, new system. I try my best to be with her and to give my support to her. So, but ultimately she has to undergo everything. And I have had such a settled life. I told you that I was at one place only during till I joined foreign service. So same set of friends in the school and same set of friends in the college and then same set of friends in the society where I lived. And all my relatives also, almost 90% of them lived in Mumbai. So we have I knew everyone. Like I did not adjust with anything. I feel sorry for my daughter that she has to suffer so much because of our career. But I try my best and I think that she will also gain something from this.
I'm sure, ma'am. And what would be your advice for the young girls or anybody who wants to join this service?
I would definitely encourage them to join foreign service. It offers much more, like really wide experience. I'm sure they would enjoy, and I believe that whichever career. I'm not saying that foreign service. If they whatever career they choose, they should choose like they should make their own choice. Nobody should force them to make a particular choice. I think because you are happy if you are enjoying what you are doing. Ultimately, your job or whatever work, even if you are housewife, if you are enjoying that what work you are doing, then only you could be happy. So I think the work is important. What work you are doing, what job you are doing is secondary thing. You have to do some karma, some work in your life, and you have to enjoy that work. If you are enjoying that, then any career is good for you. I think even in police service, if you are enjoying that to be a job, then it's the best career for you. So you first look into your mind, you find out what is your choice, what do you enjoy, or what is your liking, and then you choose your career. Don't do it because your parents are asking you to do, or don't do any career because your friends are doing it. And I would definitely recommend if them this foreign service.
What are the advantages it offers to a woman?
I would say that my service foreign ministry, our ministry has always been very fair to the women. Women have always been given very important posts. You can see that our foreign minister is Sushma Swaraj. We have had foreign secretaries and all the important ambassador in Berlin. This is Mukta Tomar. So our ministry has always given all important postings to women. There was never, I have never seen any discrimination in the ministry. I think the career, so that way I think it's elite service. It gives fair chance and opportunities to both men and women. And when you go abroad or when you are out, you can interact with so many other people. You can do networking. So that way life is also safe and secure. It's not that.
It comes with the added perks of safety and security. What is your view on the current discussion or importance of women empowerment that we see around the world?
I think every woman, it's very good, but it should happen, because if mother is a role model for a child, you do not require any other role model for your future generation. If they see that their women mothers are doing so well in their life and they are also holding some important charge or whatever important position, then they automatically the children are also going to get inspired, both son and daughter. So I definitely in favor of what favor everybody is in favor of that women empowerment.
Yeah.
Everybody understands the importance of giving fair chance to girls and to women.
Any other points that you want to share?
I think you are doing a wonderful job. It should inspire a lot more women. It should inspire them to what you are trying your objective, women empowerment, I think.
But what is your opinion on women as a leader as such? Are women suited to be leaders?
Of course. They are born leaders, because they have been taking care of their family first as a leader also. And when women become leaders, they come with many other understanding. They understand other people so well because they have been trained to, I don't know, but I feel that as a woman it is easier to read other people's mind. It is easier to understand other people, sympathize with them or empathize with them. So as a leader, of course, you have to lead the people, you have to guide them, you have to take them or you have to make them to work in a particular direction, and you understand them what's going on in their mind, then you can definitely guide them in a right way. You can keep people together, what I say, that as a team, and also guide them and also can take them in the right direction. So I think it's very natural for a woman to become a leader.
Very well said, ma'am. I always say that today's world, people are talking more of EQ, the emotional quotient, as against IQ, the intelligence quotient. I think women already have a very high level of EQ, which they can utilize as leaders.
Yes.
We have an added advantage.
Yes.
Yeah. Some people just seem to be born with impressive social skills, while for others it can be a struggle. Whether or not a leader is born as a social leader, social skills is something that can be learned and practiced. Acquiring social leadership skills through relationship building and community connectivity is more important than ever before for becoming and being an effective leader. With a very modest beginning, Madam Parker has worked her way up her ladder with sheer passion and dedication. She is fearless, enigmatic, affable, and resourceful, qualities that help keep her fire on. She exhibits her benevolence to the people around her, both in her public as well as her private life. Staying rooted to her tradition and culture when change was the only constant has enriched her life. It has helped her retain her individuality through the constantly changing environments. Today, when the majority of the people are running behind all things materialistic, thinking that this is going to give them happiness or satisfaction, she considers her purpose of life is to do her karma without any attachment and give it her 100%. Salutations to such inspirers in our lives.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much once again for the time and all the valuable inputs. Thank you so much for listening in. I look forward to receiving your comments at empress at Bhogya.online on how you liked this conversation and if you found it inspiring. I would also be glad to receive any questions you would like me to ask our next guest. Please also visit us at https://bhogya.online slash the impressive empress. Bhogya dot online to get to know more of such leaders and how you can lead like the impressive empress. Bye until the next time and take care.